Reset here, Chicago Distortion, CEP, coming out to play this next one here.
20 seconds.
CEP starting from the blue side, Distortion there on your screen.
Yeah, it's kind of fun watching these first few points because obviously all the assumptions that we've made on this field, you know, what we think is going to happen, now we need to figure out whether or not it's actually going to happen. The first assumption was correct. It's hard to get out.
Jumping into this first point here, Distortion and CEP. Looks like a pretty solid break, at least initially, for both squads. Running referee coming out and checking the player for CEP in the back. It looks like he's going to be taking a walk. 4-on-5 situation. CEP losing their back player from the V side, the top side of the field.
And Distortion taking good real estate on the Dorito side, Matt, getting all the way to that Dorito 3 and attacking over here in the X as well. So Distortion with 2 players in the 50, CEP with 2 players in the 50s with that one body.
300!
Distortion got to be the favorite in this one, sitting 5th overall. CEP down at 11th overall. And Distortion playing the aggressor here slightly in the X. He's at that 50-yard line, looking towards that V side.
Yeah, we have 2 guys within striking distance, man. And I think once they find that he's there,
They killed the 300!
a good cross
Dakota!
Yeah, try shot by CEP to get a shot on a Distortion player, attacking on that.
Hey, Apple! Apple, Cobra, Seattle!
Force a little
Kill
tactical
one!
retreat here as Distortion's going to get to the outside in the X.
That was probably a really good retreat there because if they had found him
Hey,
there,
say
one of those
orange!
2 guys would have caught him.
Yeah, he was about to get stabbed. Now he has a little bit more of a defensible position as Distortion repositions, getting to the tower, D side.
Yeah, I think they know he's in there. They're just
middle
not
ball,
sure
Chris.
exactly where he's in there.
Hey,
It's so
Chris,
easy to
9
lose
on.
bodies in these big structures like this.
Yeah, like you said, there's
Hey,
65 giant bunkers in the middle of the field. There's really, it's more, yeah, you can count those V's as the middle of the field. Here comes a move. CEP gonna run down. Takes out, is that Dave Haber? That is Dave Haber playing for Distortion.
Haber taking the walk. He got up there early, but then kind of played defensively. Maybe should have to go get one of the guys in front of him.
Well, I like that he, or maybe they should have had a body watching over him. Because
Yeah, either way, right? I think it's a 2-on-2, Maddie, or 2-on-3 maybe?
Definitely 2 bodies left alive for CEP. And they have some ground. I do not see a third.
I see 2 Distortion players.
Hey, White!
in the tower.
White!
Oh, maybe there's a
White!
Distortion player in the far corner.
Yeah,
too. I can't
definitely.
block that by him.
There's a body in the back corner bunker in the can.
Three on 3.
3-on-3. Yeah, so 3-on-3. As one of CEP players was, he was actually wrapped around. I like that actually. He was over there in the Doritos. He's in D4, wrapping around. He's in a good position. He's going to get a little help. CEP.
2 players at the 50.
Yeah, attacking to the 50s on both sides of the field. Really putting a pinch on Distortion. Distortion going to lose that back player here. X side.
Hey, kill the
And this
Cobra!
is another one of the things
Apple
we were wondering.
100, kill
can you hold
3!
off from the back line if they've got 3 or 4 50 guys in the 50? A lot of guys said no. A lot of guys said yes. We're going to figure it out here.
I think it's also going to come down to personnel, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
the
gonna come down
Apple
to
shoot
team,
the
right?
bounce!
You can't have the same conversation for impact as you have for some of the other teams.
Yeah, if you have 3 solid guys with great shots and have the ability to cross it up from these back spots, I think we're going to see that a bit this weekend. Just
Hey,
again,
kill the 100!
preliminary walk in the field.
Apple only!
It doesn't look like it's happening right now for Distortion as they lose their 4th body. That leaves just 1 body at the tower, and that is going to do it here.
And out of those 3 bunkers, Matty, the X corner, the Dorito corner, and that right tower over there, I think that the Dorito corner is going to get shot out the most. It's that can, and it's inset from the tape, so the guy can get to the wing and wrap, and then anybody on the X side wraps at you, and the 88 at the same time you're walking.
You kind of see it here on your screen as CEP going to get checked out for point number 1, looking for the thumbs up. Point is good. 1-0 the score right now.
And so far, the field's kind of playing the way we thought it was going to play.
Dude, I stood up, dude. If I hit a side, I'm fine.
So we just got a little info here from Vince. Vince Cunningham, Let's Talk Paintball, our host for the semi-pro field when we're at the majors. He's telling me that Distortion picked up CJ Shamber from Colorado Blitz, and CJ's played some pro paintball before.
Yeah, I saw him over there. Good pickup for sure.
Yeah, it's interesting at this event too, Rich, as the body walks off here early for Distortion.
He
Dakota!
had a hard bounce on the break.
Yeah, and then also with Dave Haber, former outlaw player, on Distortion as well too. So a couple former pros here on Distortion trying to help Distortion improve upon this 5th place that they're currently sitting at. But see, Haber's in a pretty tough spot right now because his back players are getting pushed around. CEP is, okay, there we go. CEP was pushing Distortion around, but Distortion answers Haber with a little tactical retreat.
But what Haber did there, Matty, is he got to that same spot as he did last time, and instead of pumping that lane, he just sat there. The guy pushed all the way through the lane, and he just missed that opportunity.
Yeah,
and that's 2 points in a row.
He ended up just getting shot trying to come around there. Everyone's still learning these angles, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nice move, though, on the V side there. Nice little cut through the center of that lane. here for Distortion. He does not know that number 3 is still alive
neither
for
one
CEP,
of them.
though. Might be getting his pack clipped here.
See, he shoots that gap and catches that guy, man.
Yeah, he catches the second attacker, the 2 over there, but he does not know.
Oh, he's going to pay for it.
See, it's got the count. The count in all those big bunkers in the center of the field is going to be pretty crucial.
Yeah, for sure.
Because CEP was looking, if he had his gun up on that lane, he would have got a free kill, second one, but instead it cost him. But then 67 takes the walk right. Oh, bloodbath point here. Do we got a no point?
And we got one player left alive.
One player left alive here for Distortion to tie this game up, and it's Wank. Yeah, Distortion has a decent amount of pros on their roster.
Did Distortion pick up the gunfire?
This pretty much looks like a ton of guys from the Outlaw squad.
Yeah, Outlaw squad for sure.
Let's get a look at the roster. Yeah, Daniel's been around for a long time. Dave Haber, CJ Shamber, Michael Unger, Weinrob, Kevin Wank. That's a pretty stout roster.
That's a super stout roster for not being a pro roster.
It's about as many moves as you can make bunker to bunker in a paintball point. So after a long wait, Distortion and CEP retake the field here, and CEP here on your screen, starting from the blue side.
Looks like a good breakout for both teams. Oh, CEP losing the first attacker on the X side, Matty.
And now fires on me! Haber. Haber traditionally, when he was playing for the Outlaws, one of those paintball cliches when we used to joke about they should just let him start at the 50.
Yeah, he always gets there.
Unshootable, trying to get him into the 50, or trying to get him into the 50. Fire an apple on me! Unshootable once he's there.
Yeah. But this time at least he got his gun up for a little bit on that inside cut before he goes to the outside. But I'd like, if I was coaching Haber, I would say, hey, when you get there, just pump 2 pods through that gap over there for the first, 30 seconds, 40 seconds of the game, and see if you get a kill, and if not, go to work on your tape. But that's another time that they pushed up through that gap over there on the Dorito side, and his gun is down.
Yeah, if Haber just stayed on that gap from D1 to D3.
A little more discipline.
For a little bit longer, probably would have shot that body, but CP now making moves, getting to the 50-yard line, pops up, Haber almost catches him.
Yeah.
He's going to retreat back to the wedge, crawl back, and then establish a lane of his own.
Good 4-on-5 battle here. Slight advantage for Distortion. Up by 1 body and have 1 more guy towards the 50. Oh, CEP making a good move.
What comes through trades out with Haber.
Hey, fire! Fire! Fire, Apple!
Distortion's
hey, 33, right?
Yeah,
33!
I was just going to say, a little bit better field position here for CEP with a body at D4. Distortion
fire,
recognize that
Apple!
as well as they send
fire,
a body out to try
went
to
to ice!
him, but not able to get to him. Nice defense here from CEP.
Fire went to ice!
Green
Apple, ice!
Combo of offense and defense. They get that body to D4 and then they protect him. So just
Caution
perfect.
snake!
Executed here from CEP. It's
I
gonna
killed 2 at least!
Still that body. In D3, that's the best position on the field.
Did we kill
currently
somebody
here.
off the break?
Ooh, did he get
Hey, we lost Corey!
out wide? Okay, so just as we're singing his praises, he makes a
Hey,
mistake
Evan, we
here.
lost
They
Corey!
had 8 minutes and 10
Apple's
seconds.
on me!
Did not need to make that move right then.
Distortion now moving out of the back center to the tower on this side of the field. CEP
Apple's on
tower
me!
on this side. And the corner on the D side. So 2 players for
Apple
CEP,
ice!
1 on both sides of the field.
Kill 2 at
A
least!
little bit better of a spread. 3 players
22
live.
at least!
2 in the towers, 1 in the juice box. I hate to say it because it's really early on and I definitely don't want to jinx us, but it seems like it's kind of slowing down a little bit after those first few points.
Yeah, I also think that just because it is...
Hey, God!
I love the layout that our commissioner, Jason, has brought us again. He's been doing such a great job. Another body drop from CEP, this time out of his spot from that tower, and that's going to blow the side completely open. Kevin Wank gets up on his toes and starts running forward. That's lucky not to get a penalty over there.
Yeah.
There for number 3 for CEP. So Distortion making relatively quick work here of CEP. It just kind of came down to that mistake that their player made from D3. That was kind of the that started the fall for him at that point. But yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it's slowing down a touch. I think obviously we're weighting it heavily on that 10-minute point that we just saw. But everyone's still figuring this field out.
White could have just sucked the energy out of everybody. Yeah, I mean, they're trying to figure it out, but also, it's a really close. Both these matches are really close, so no one's looking to make a mistake.
Totally.
And they're just have no idea what's going to go on with the field. They're getting the first looks.
CP going to not concede the point yet, content to burn a little bit of this clock off here as the Distortion players are just chilling over there waiting for the concession, and then finally CEP decides to blow the horn.
Whereas Notorious has now got to go back and scratch their heads and be like, hey, man, we blew that first match.
Yeah, at least for Notorious, it's only a 1-point loss.
Yeah. No,
so the spread's not bad, but...
Make that corner again.
Well, still 6 minutes and 32 seconds left here in the Distortion CEP match. Distortion on the blue side, and Haber just, again, has no problem at all making it to the 50. He's going to go the inside route to the outside, though.
I think you nailed it on the head, though. I love how Haber gets there every time. I just don't like what he does when he gets there. He puts his gun down. He doesn't shoot the gap. He's not playing kind of team paintball. He's kind of playing individual paintball, I think.
Well, I don't mind. I like that I like his proactivity. I feel that this specific bunker set in this X, you got to be proactive. But you know what I really like, though, is if you get to that 50 and no one's in D3, zone up on that lane.
Just pump it.
It's one of the best shots on the field.
Yeah, just pump it.
Well, here comes the push from CEP.
Oh.
CEP is playing very aggressive. I like
Haber
to see this out of him.
ate that guy up.
Yeah. But oh, look at this. They try to attack on Haber, so a body comes off. They try to go get Haber. That guy dies. Haber gets the free kill inside because they had no idea that he had made the move outside wide. So
Haber did lose the player behind him, though, Matty.
Yeah, so Haber's on an island right now, and then he gets shot cross field as the push coming from CEP. CEP is playing very aggressive out here on this field.
Yeah, they are. And they're going to tie this match up with a little bit more than 5 minutes left.
Unger, Haber out there, and they both take the walk as CEP runs in, stomps on that buzzer, and getting checked out by the ref to try to tie this one up here. About to be 2-2.
Man, I like the way Haber's getting in that. He's going. He's got like 2 or 3 different ways to get in there, and I haven't even seen him take a bounce yet. I just like him to get his gun up a little bit earlier, be a little more proactive.
He's real fast. He's real athletic. He's hyper aggressive, and yeah, he was one of those guys that when he first got on the Outlaws, he was so good at being at the 50 all the time, just omnipresent in there.
Mr. 50.
But because he was a newer player, the knock was, okay, over battle.
Get shot out when he gets there.
He'd get there, he'd over battle, get dinked out, that type of thing. So and we always were looking for his survivability to increase. He did a really good job in that specific point. It's just everyone died around him. And CEP blew it open from that top side, calling that the V side or the D side.
Yeah, when they attacked through the middle, he got caught.
Yeah.
They attacked down here, he got caught, and the third guy gets. I mean, CEP was on full attack, man.
It's been kind of impressive.
Yeah.
CEP has been playing, Distortion. The guys they picked up from the Outlaws, those guys are all pretty aggressive players, and CEP is easily matching Distortion right now on the aggression, and that's another thing with this layout is we didn't really know how aggressive it would be. I do think that when we see, let's say a team like Level, right, or the ML Kings, those teams, they're aggressive, young, up-and-coming squads. They're most likely going to be pushing the issue on this one.
Well, that's their advantage, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to go play Dynasty and be like, hey, let's play a more technical game than Dynasty. Hey, let's outthink these guys.
Guys, 5 alive. Everyone just, gunfight from your spot.
Just communicate and stay alive.
We're going to play our ball and work them out. Yeah,
read and react, guys. Read and react.
Probably not going to happen. So, it's got to play your strengths, and just like what we're seeing at actually both Distortion and CEP, like the way they're playing this field, and but we are watching, which we're going to continue to see most of today probably, though, is that guys are going to be making small mistakes out there because this is a blind layout.
I think we'll see it today and tomorrow.
70 reps 2 weekends out here to work with.
Yeah, and in a match, maybe because you don't play every point, right? And maybe the match is a 4 or 5 point match. You only might get 2 or 3 points on your first match. So the second or third
time for Crisis.
Yeah, so the second or third match, you might have only had 2 or 3 looks on this field, and you're just like, dude, I'm still figuring this stuff out.
Yeah. But it's just, I like the blind layout.
I love it.
We get to watch in real time how the best paintball players in the world, how they figure it out, how they're adjusting game plans.
I was talking to Jason this morning about what you were saying yesterday about the evolution. Like, usually the evolution happens in practice, and we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
We get to see the full evolution of a team, a top team and a bottom team come to this field, play their first game, scratch their head, and little by little make those adjustments, and we get to see it the whole time.
It's also interesting because some guys love it and some guys hate it.
Oh, yeah.
Some guys love the... Yeah.
Harris is like, I can't play no layouts. And I was like, but nobody has an advantage or disadvantage. No, I like to play a lot of points.
I was hanging out with the Level guys out here when we were walking the field yesterday, and they were in a legit argument. So Danny Schonauer likes to play the field, whereas Weber doesn't. And he likes the blind layouts. So they were going back and forth and arguing.
And they probably both have valid points, right?
Yeah.
For their perspective.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue it either way, right? It's just, but again, just as a fan, it's fun to watch the evolution of the strategy and how the field is played happen in real time as the tournament progresses.
And I feel like there's not a big step, but you get less repetitiveness, right?
Yeah, because typically it's 90 to 95% done by the time we get to a tournament
100%.
because teams have had 2 weekends to work with on the layout.
Minimum,
A whole bad start here for CEP, and that messes their game plan up. That guy's forced to just stop at the start station and try to stay alive there. He does, though, but they do not shoot anybody, and they don't take as much ground as they were trying to take. So that allows Haber to get right back to, well, I don't think that was why the reason that Haber got to the 50, because he's been getting there no problem. Haber now going to do his thing where he goes to the 50 and he goes out wide here.
Yeah, I love Haber's consistency. So far, I mean, we've only seen 4 teams out here, but he's the guy right now that's getting to this 50 the most.
Well, we're in .5, and he's been in here 5 times.
2 CEP players taking the walk, Matty.
Yeah, Haber passed the 50.
Ooh, he touches the bunker, though. He hits the bunker 3 times. Got to be careful about hitting that bunker and letting him know that he's there.
I don't think anyone picked it up, though.
They didn't. The guy right in front of him has no idea. Hits the bunker again.
You want to be about an inch off that bunker, ideally. And so Haber's going to lock down that lane. I don't think he knows there's a body in D1.
Nope, or the guy in front of him.
Yeah, the way he's playing this, he doesn't seem to know that body's in D1. Going to get a free kill, though.
Ooh, lucky that guy didn't pull the trigger.
I mean, the guy got blasted. What was he? For a second, I'm like, is he really going to pull his gun up and try to shoot Haber?
I think he time warped him.
Got shot 15 times.
He got caught in a time warp there. He's like, wait a minute. Everything just slowed way down for me. Am I just standing here getting blasted? I should shoot this guy.
He got shot so many times, he blacked out for a second.
I like the way Haber's playing this game, constantly pushing that gun. Now he's got a 2nd kill across in the Dorito. He knows the guy's filling out the corner, sees that guy fill out there, checks inside. He's still got 1 in the back center, 1 in the corner.
Another body coming off here for CEP from the back bunker on the D side.
2-on-5 advantage here for Distortion.
And Distortion flooding bodies up on that D side. They're at the 50 and past it here. With Haber still alive.
Yep, gonna win this point with a little bit more than 3:30 left. Gonna be a 1-point match with 3:30 left. Off of Dave Haber there, pushing hard on the X side of the field.
Yeah, when he gets in there and stays alive, it is just such a boost to the squad.
Yep.
Because you know what though? The guys behind him are also doing a good job of trying to shoot over his head and protect him. And then he kept his wits about him enough to get his gun up quickly and get that free kill on the guy running, because that guy did not know that he was
Now it'll be interesting to see if Distortion, with their 1-point lead, tries to spread the field and play the back 5 or play offense like they just did.
I think that, as on most fields, if you are going to play defense, you need to take a low ground first.
Yeah, D3,
what
one of
ground
the juice
to take?
boxes.
Yeah, I was going to say, but what ground to take? That is still up for debate.
The big question is, do you go to the X corner or do you go to the X juice box, right? Because some people think it's easier to make the juice box on the break. Some people think it's easier to make the corner on the break. But the real difference is if they shoot for the corner and you go to the corner, you might get shot. But if they're shooting for the juice box, you go to the corner, you're okay.
Well, if you've been going to the X every single point, then going out wide probably is not a bad move.
I agree 100%.
Because that guy's
Set that trap.
Yeah, that guy's probably going to make it. Because I mean, if a guy's ran 5 times to the X, you have to respect that. It's like, you know, if you're in a boxing match and that dude is just getting the hook in on you, you have to be moving away from that.
If he's got a good jab, you better get that head off the center line.
Same thing here. You know, if you got Haber running 5 times in a row the X, you have to respect that. You have to put a gun that way. Just they have had 0% chance of shooting him so far because he's been running quick routes low.
Or do you just give up? Like, listen,
just call it.
We keep trying to shoot that dude. No one's shooting. Let's shoot somebody else.
Yeah.
Let's shoot everybody around him.
He's going to be in the X.
Assume it.
Let's just shoot 2 guys off the D side.
Snake is hot, guys.
Yeah.
Snake is hot.
And if you're just joining us, thank you guys so much for joining us here at the Golden State Open. It's a little chilly out here this morning, but we're really appreciative of that because it's going to be really hot this afternoon.
Matt's next to me in 4 layers. Talk about how chilly it is, and I'm up here nippling it out.
Well, you know, you're from up here, so
yeah,
I would have thought that...
It's going to be a little warmer. I've been here the last couple of days, and in the morning it's been toasty. So I saw everybody putting their hoodies on this morning. I thought, those guys are stupid. Hoodies, it's going to be like 600 degrees out there.
Well, I am headed up to Tahoe after this, so I have some more clothes, but they're in my car in the parking lot, Rich. So I could help you out, but I can't help you out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So you're just going to have to cross your arms.
I'll tough it out. I'll toughen it out. And again, if you guys want to hang out with Matty, he'll be in Tahoe this week.
The ML Kings guys, I think, they're debating between Tahoe and San Francisco.
So last year, Art did a trip after this trip.
Our
camera guy, Art,
and filmmaker Art.
With his brother. And so this year, he's doing it again. And I was like, dude, you should have told us. So next year, we're going to rally and go after the California event. We're all going to go Yosemite or to the coast or something.
Yes, and you invited me yesterday to that. I wish I could go, but this is the time where I'd go to do a family trip.
Yeah.
I'll be
honestly,
handing my child juice boxes.
The invitation was mostly just like me being nice.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I
much.
know you have commitments.
Yeah. Unlike your kids are grown.
My kids are.
Mine are not.
So when we get off the mic, I have a great story about my youngest daughter for you. You're gonna love.
Yeah, she's not quite grown yet, so she's probably gonna be a funny story. So
Yeah.
we got 1 point spread here. Is you know what though? This game's not over. There's not a lot of time left, but the way that CEP's been playing, I mean, not easily, but in some universe they come back and win this one because I really like the aggression we're seeing. They just need to tighten up the survivability a touch.
Yeah. They need to survive the break, right? When they get out there with 5 bodies, they do pretty well. When they lose a body early, they lose a little bit of offense.
And they're not matching Distortion in the X.
No,
they're
for
just
sure.
letting Haber. Now they've shot Haber out of that spot, and they have been counterpunching over here, but
They just need to go get Haber off the field.
yeah. But the issue is that it's okay. Yeah, Distortion 1 point lead, but they keep running. They start the offense over here. I like how they're closing it on the D side as well too, but they're just a little bit more consistent on the offense and. That's kind of why it's sitting the way it is. But it's just, again, super close. Looks like we got a little technical timeout as the break clock is stopped at 27 seconds. Is looking at CEP, former pro squad, Chattanooga CEP.
Where are they from?
The Midwest. And good to see him back. And then Distortion loading up with some former pro players.
Yeah, why
Outlaws.
not pick up a whole pro team?
Yeah, the guys have been grinding for the past 5 years-ish.
White's sitting down there behind us. He looks like he had a rough match for 3 points.
Yeah, he gets an A.
He had about 17, 18 points in that 3 points.
He just needed to bring one more pot out is what he needed. Yeah, that's just another situation. I mean, when it's a long 10-minute point and you're just going back and forth, it's kind of tough not to shoot through your pack, but you really should never, ever shoot through all of your paintballs.
No.
I mean, the last 10 paintballs should only be shot if you're getting
people.
run down or you're running somebody down, or the
at
guy's
least
running
trading.
through your bunker.
Yeah. Yeah, there's nothing more frustrating than you look over your buddy's like, I got no paint, bro.
Yeah, that's the worst.
I got no paint. You're like, really? So you quit?
Right, well, I'm on the other side of the field. I cannot throw you a pot.
So you quit, right? You just decided to shoot all your paint, and now you're just going to quit. Cool, cool.
So you look at him and be like, all right, then can you just run forward and start, just be the paint
Draw the
magnet?
fire. Draw the fire.
Paint magnet, because I still have paintballs. All right, here we go.
See what CEP can do here.
CEP on the red side of the field, and it looks like they're going to take some ground and go outside wide. Oh, they get a body clip, though, trying to get out to that
Shoot
side.
one, lose one.
They do match the aggression. They actually beat Haber here into the X. And he jumps up, checks off on that D lane. They lose another player, though. Here's the back bunker here on the X side, also taking the walk. So not looking good here for CEP.
Haber going right forward. And he gets alive, Matt.
Beautiful job by Dave Haber here, taking over the attack on the X side. Chicago Distortion already with this 1 point lead. Looks like it's about to be 2 here shortly.
3-pack for Haber.
Haber feasting in this one with some style points too. Crawls up and then with the left-handed.
CEP's got to concede this. Okay, they do. Still going to be almost 3 minutes left, Matt. 2 point match. Haber's really playing well here.
Yeah, Haber's looking good. Wank's looking good. Pretty much all of Distortion's looking pretty good. And CEP's not looking bad, but just like we talked about, just a little bit.
Yeah, they lost the guy going to the corner.
Just a little. The survivability is lacking just a little bit. They made the corner and the guy dies out of that spot. We talked about how, talk about paint magnets. That back bunker on the X side is a paint magnet. There's a ton of bunkers that can shoot at that guy, but he can also shoot at a lot of bodies too. It's the blessing and the curse of that spot. But we are going to be seeing quite a few bodies die out of that position. So 2 minutes in between points here.
True X ball.
CEP starting to run out of time here. Semi-pro match is going down on center court.
You thought palm trees and movie stars.
You went the wrong way.
You in the Valley, Holmes.
Should have landed a day early, taking the coastal route.
Or
you would have loved it.
You could have flown into San Francisco.
Yeah.
Had a wonderful meal.
Yeah, there you go.
Hung out
much closer.
Hung out the coast a little bit. Come over. He should call us next time. We'll tell him. Down by 2. CEP needs to mount some offense here. Less than 3 minutes.
Now CEP going to try to take the corner again here on the blue side on split screen breakout. They double up the back center.
Oh, they get 1. They get 2.
Great break here for CEP with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. They have a chance.
First point we haven't seen Haber.
Hey, Apples Cross!
Yeah, so Distortion, as Rich just said, holds Haber up for the very first time, and it ends up costing them 2 bodies. They go defensive play. It does not work, at least so far. They do have a 2-point cushion, though, but it is a 5-on-3 situation.
It's just, CEP should win this point. It's just, are they going to be able to win this point with enough time?
No, he's on me now!
CEP took some early ground on that D side, inside 50. It's a little inset over there if you're getting the first look here at this field, and now they're going to send 2 bodies into the same spot with the wedge. That's
100! They definitely drew that up last night in the game plan.
Yeah, that was an audible. Typically don't want to in the same spot.
Well, and if they pinch the guy out of the corner, both the guys on the towers are looking this way.
Hey, the 100 in the fire on me!
I guess, hey, you got a guy looking both ways, right? So, oh, did it work out? Number 3, did he get the kill on D1?
Yeah, he got him.
Okay, so that's looking pretty good here for CEP. He's going to run through, get 1, come around and blast 2, 3 trails right behind him to clear it out.
1 minute, 35 seconds, 39 seconds.
Nicely executed. It all started with that break, though. Nice off-the-break shots for CEP to get those first 2 kills and then make the most of that high body situation.
Yeah, and shutting down Haber on the break obviously was a big advantage.
It is interesting that they finally hold Haber up, and then that's how he gets shot. Going to the 50, no problem, but trying to get into
in the back,
try to get into box 1, and that's a problem.
That's way harder.
3-4 is the score. Yeah, CP.
Again, 2 minutes between these points.
Come down. It's going to come down to this break. If CP can get, if they can shoot a body and get 5 bodies out alive, they still got a pretty good chance.
Yep.
And if it's a 5-on-5 situation, then definitely in favor of Distortion. I'm wondering now, though, Rich, is do you just send Haber back up?
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Obviously.
So.
I don't know why they didn't send him last time.
Yes. Yeah, all right, guys, let's
You getting shot going up there?
Just take the back spots and just hold them off. That did not work out.
You getting pressure going up there? No, not at all. Okay, I want you to hide in the back.
All right, go to box 1 then. So
White's back behind us trying to get some calories in him right now, eating some granola bars. But guys.
Yeah, we're in X-Ball because if you guys just tuned in, the Notorious in the Crisis match had a 10-minute long point where White who plays the snake side, which is now the X side here at this event on this beautiful, fun, chaotic-looking layout. Yeah, that's about as many calories as you can expend. So White's over here.
Lucky he's not a big dude. Big guy couldn't have made that many moves.
Yeah, that's the best I've ever seen anyone play, and it didn't work out in their favor.
God must really hate him. Paintball gods are not happy with White
Accidentally ran over some puppies on his way here.
Okay, I cheated on my taxes, all right? Jesus, I thought everybody else was doing it. I'll do better next year.
Yeah, and then with CEP, do you think they take ground or go heavy guns again? Heavy guns work.
Heavy guns on the break.
Yeah,
that one break out there where they did the 3 in the back, I think they do that again and then just release and go.
I like the heavy guns with the 1 body pushing towards the D side.
Yep.
In that last point, I'd probably run that same game plan.
Yeah, and it's hard not to if it works, right?
Because you think that Distortion is going to change theirs because their last game plan did not work out, so they're probably not going to run.
They're going to go back to their bread and butter.
Yeah, they're going to go back to that. But I like that last game plan that CEP went. Just you do need to deal with Haber, though, knowing they're probably going to go back to sending him up here. Maybe they won't, but, I mean, he made it 5 times in a row and
shot
offense.
2 or 3 people a couple of those
defense,
points.
and that's the only time that it cost him his body, so probably going to go with that again. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll see something new out here. About to find out in 30 seconds. Who do you got in the ML Kings level match?
I'm going to go with the ML Kings.
ML Kings only have 6 guys. No Betancourt. They got our boy,
Yeah.
Ryan Hoskinson, a.k.a.
Hosky. He's like, I let you guys slide in the last name thing. I'm like, oh, thanks, Ryan. We are both significantly larger than you are, so we will be messing up your name as much as we want.
Hosky, I think I got that down now. It is funny that your name's hard to say when you have a nickname and it's shorter because no one can say your name.
Distortion losing 1 now, losing a second, Maddie. 3 on 5 advantage for
CEP.
and then Haber's gonna get shot right in the back.
CEP went with they went with the same exact game plan. They go heavy on that D side, they get early to the 50, and then start attacking over here. Perfect for CEP if they can close it out.
5 on 2, Maddie.
A ton of time here, and Distortion just dropping the ball here. 2 bad breaks in a row.
Hey, fire 100!
Yeah, they let Distortion fill the X corner, which was a mistake, but they're still gonna win this point.
Kill the 100!
Great execution here for CEP.
A minute or so probably left here. Ooh, last guy gets close quarter combat.
Yeah, poor Wank in that back corner. I mean, there's not much you can do there. Just hoping that somebody is not going to concede it. So you're just
He made a great
somebody
fill getting out there.
Well, 2 quick ones here for CEP. And going to be 4-4. 10 seconds to go here, tied up 4-4. CEP and Distortion, good little battle to start out this event.
Yeah, good
He's
back
gonna
and
take
forth,
it.
man.
I think there's a good chance that we'll see an overtime point here. This
I think
is
so
only
too.
52 seconds left.
Everyone's
Depends
gonna-
on the break, though.
Yeah, everyone's going to hide. It's a 4-on-5 advantage. CEP loses their first one.
After 2 good ones in a row, CEP does take an early walk, but they go right again up to that 50, and he's going to get a free shot here on Haber.
Yeah, so Haber's gun, he gets up there slow. The other guy's got his gun up. There's 2 points in a row. The guys beat him to the 50 and beat him with his gun up.
Yeah, but he missed a shot on
He
Haber.
did miss his
Hey,
shot.
fires on me!
Should have given Haber a little bit more.
That's, yeah, I think we are going to see an overtime point. 'Cause
Yeah.
If Haber had got shot, that still would have made it 4-4. So, yeah, I think that, yeah, just 19 seconds left. Should be an overtime
Hey, 200!
situation.
200!
Running us shortly. Oh, look at this, though. Distortion trying to win it with 10 seconds left. Haber's going to launch. Haber's going to run through. The center's going to get one. Got to be careful not to get a penalty.
He was smart to get that penalty.
He didn't get that second kill. Time is going to expire. Distortion, a couple of them dying on their swords on the D side after Haber's run through in the middle. Wank was still alive over here,
Yeah,
so even though they gave it a shot, needed maybe another.
Wank did the whole wait
15
until there's like
seconds.
1 second to go, though, instead of wait until there's like 10 seconds where you can actually do something.
But you know what, though? With the way that shook out, he did time it, I felt, nicely because he was following up his players running up on the D side. They just needed another 15 seconds or so. So we're going to reset.